8 things you didn't know about Rolls Royce. Have you ever wanted a car that screams class and exudes prestige? No other name but Rolls Royce comes to mind. A Rolls Royce isn't just a car, it is a perfect mashup of luxury and wheel performance. Whenever a Rolls Royce passes by, heads are going to turn. Everyone knows and recognizes a Rolls Royce when they see one. Aside from the Spirit of Ecstasy perched on the hood, that unique and massive shiny grille is hard to miss. Rolls-Royce cars are well known for their exploits in the speed department and the comfort and luxury measure that each car prefers. We also know about the premium upholstery and the engine made to stand the test of time and more. But is that all there is to know about Rolls-Royce? Today, we are going to be telling you 8 things you didn't know about Rolls-Royce. There is a lot about Rolls-Royce that you don't know. Before we jump into all that, let's talk a little about the Rolls-Royce company and how they came to be one of the best car manufacturers in the whole world. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below this video. Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce was founded in 1904, but before then, Henry Royce was a mechanical inventor who had invented many mechanical gadgets, one of them being the electrical crane. However, he shifted his focus to creating automobiles when he felt he could build better cars than the French manufacturers, who were the reigning kings in car manufacturing. Not quite long after, an aristocrat bought into his vision, and Rolls-Royce was born. The name of this aristocrat was Charles Rolls. Since then, Rolls-Royce has exchanged hands and leadership. For more than a century, they have produced cars that are exemplary to other car manufacturing companies. Now, let's jump into the unknown truth and facts about Rolls-Royce. Number 8. Hong Kong has the highest number of Rolls-Royce in the world. Hong Kong? I bet you didn't see that coming. Yes, Rolls-Royce might be predominantly manufactured in London in the US, but you will find more Rolls-Royce in Hong Kong than anywhere else in the world. Colonization in World War II had a lot of merits for the British car-making company. Rolls-Royce etched itself into history by featuring in various historical moments. So, Hong Kong having more Rolls-Royces than anywhere else in the world is due to a historical factor. Hong Kong was colonized by the United Kingdom from 1841 to 1997, according to Wikipedia. It was briefly occupied by the Japanese sometime during the period, but that's irrelevant. Back to Hong Kong and Rolls-Royce now. When Rolls-Royce debuted as a car-making company, it focused only on making cars for the elites like British officers and businessmen. Hong Kong is a colony of Britain, meaning that most business people and officers owned one as a symbol of status. When the British left, many of them left these Rolls-Royces behind. Number 7. Over 60% of Rolls-Royce cars that have been made are still operational and functional. Can other car manufacturers boast of certain numbers? Rolls-Royce's commitment to superior build quality has proven itself. At least 65% of Rolls-Royce built cars are still operational and functional today. So, it is perfectly normal to see a Rolls-Royce made in 1926 rolling around in the streets without revamping or being a resto mod. Number 6. A Rolls-Royce engine was first to break the 300-mile-per-hour mark record. The Rolls-Royce V12 engine helped jump-start the 300 miles per hour record car club. Bugatti set the record to become the first road-legal production car to break 300 miles per hour. The Bugatti Chiron, which Andy Wallace piloted, clocked 304.77 miles per hour on a racetrack. However, Rolls-Royce achieved this speed back in 1935, but it wasn't a road-legal car. The car that broke the 300-mile-per-hour record was named the Bluebird. It was powered by Rolls-Royce V12 engines and was driven by Sir Malcolm Campbell. Rolls-Royce engines were known for outstanding performances even back then. Sir Malcolm Campbell drove this Rolls-Royce powered car to a recorded run of 301.33 miles per hour in 1935. Number 5. Rolls-Royce made engines for the legendary Spitfire fighter plane. The Spitfire fighter plane gave the Allied air superiority and helped them defeat the Nazis. Rolls-Royce is proficient in the production of aviation engines. Aside from making the Spitfire Merlin V12 engine in 1933, they still make jet engines now. Rolls-Royce engines power some Gulfstream jets and passenger planes. Rolls-Royce engines powered the famous Concorde that became the fastest passenger airline. They pushed the Concorde past March 1st. The Concorde could cover distances in half the time that it took other planes to do it, but it scrapped because it consumed too much fuel and transported too few passengers. Back then, in 1933, the Spitfire's engine was so powerful that when the engineers angled the exhaust of the engine backward, the plane gained an extra 10 miles per hour. Number 4. Phantom 4 was made only for royals and heads of state. Only 18 Phantom 4 models were produced to this day. This was because the British family parted ways, and Daimler Motors switched to Rolls Royce as the company began to gain a reputation for its elegance. The then Princess, Elizabeth, was the first person to receive a model of the Phantom 4. This led to the model becoming one to be designed for only royals or heads of state. To date, the Phantom 4 is one of the rarest Rolls-Royce. Number 3. The rights to the Spirit of Ecstasy is priced at $40 million. When BMW bought Rolls-Royce from Volkswagen back in 2002, Volkswagen still held on to the Spirit of Ecstasy's rights. BMW had to bargain for $40 million to build cars with the Rolls-Royce brand name and have the Spirit of Ecstasy logo to go with them. After the transfer of funds, Volkswagen transferred the rights of the Spirit of Ecstasy to BMW. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Flying Doctors. Rolls-Royce is a special car, a car that not just any mechanic or engineer can fix. Back in the 1990s, Rolls-Royce had the engineer's initials that worked a car engraved in that car's grille. If the car develops mechanical issues, they can identify the engineer who made it and take it back to him for repairs. I bet you didn't know this too. But since they have started producing cars on mass production scales, it would be tough to keep using this system. So, if you own a Rolls-Royce in a country where there is no certified Rolls-Royce dealership, there could be a bit of a problem if your Rolls-Royce breaks down. It hardly does, but anything with mechanical parts eventually breaks down or requires servicing. If your Rolls-Royce breaks down, the company will send a team of specially trained technicians to come and check on your vehicle. This team of technicians has been tagged as the Flying Doctors. They don't have wings, and neither do they don stethoscopes and lab coats. They come with wrenches and tools to get your car working again. Owning a Rolls-Royce comes with a lot of benefits. Number 1. The first Rolls-Royce was driven 4,371 miles non-stop. The first Rolls-Royce had just 10 horsepower. It was made in 1904. It ran on a 1.8-liter two-cylinder engine that was mated to a 3-speed transmission. The engine spotlighted a 3-bearing crank and twin cranshafts that actuated the flank exhaust and overhead valves. This Rolls-Royce was nicknamed Royce 10. In 1907, the Rolls-Royce was driven back and forth between Glasgow and London 27 times, totaling 4,371 miles. Back then, this amount of distance covered by a motor car non-stop was unheard of. This gave precedence to the brand's establishment as one of the world's best car manufacturers and brands to look up to. Let's wrap it up here. Rolls-Royce is a company that has done remarkable things. They have stamped themselves as an icon and giant in the automobile world. These facts are not made known to the public, but have, over time, added meaning and associated the Rolls-Royce brand with luxury and performance. If you've enjoyed watching this video, hit the like button and subscribe to get more topics like this.